How's it going, everyone? Welcome. How are you all doing? You should be able to hear me. I always get worried about that after problems we've had, let's say, in regards to me starting off my stream muted, even though I've thought I've not been. I'm still trying to figure out an actual current stream time. Obviously, it was always 7 I'd start, and then 8, and then recently, due to schedule changes and stuff, I am trying to find the right kind of time to start these things. So, yeah, what's up though, everyone? Welcome, welcome, good to see you. How are you all? We are gonna get on with our complete saga save today, as always, with these streams. Let me know how everything is. As always, it's got some interesting news to talk about, actually, because it is February 19th. We're going to be getting something, which if I get up the poll here, a lot of people seem to think it's going to be gameplay. Where were we at, actually? We did Anakin vs. Obi-Wan. We were at the second Mos Eisley mission, I believe. Were we? Yep, we were. How you doing, though, everyone? Good to see you. How you doing, Liam, Math, Storm, Sebastian, Orange, Gamer, Baron, Elra, Cody, Jake, Joel, GX, Kyle, Mend, Dark Omega, Ross, Nutshell. How you doing, everyone? Good to see you. If you are new, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Let's get into Mos Eisley Spaceport. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, I hear. Do you think Oppo Rancisis will be in the game? That's the one I always say. Oppo Rancisis and Yariel Poof. If they can somehow add these two into the game, because Yaddle, while she's obscure, don't get me wrong, she's basically like Yoda, isn't she, in terms of the model, so it wasn't too out there for them to achieve that. I still respect it, but when it comes to Yariel Poof and Oppo Rancisis, I think, I know you didn't ask about Yariel Poof, but I always put these two together because it's neither we'll get both of them or we'll get none of them, in my opinion. I know you could argue Yariel Poof will be quite easy because he's not a Kaminoan, but he's like a Kaminoan with the long net. Oppo Rancisis may be a bit more difficult with the tail. We've never seen anything quite like him. If I was to give you my honest prediction, he'll probably be in a cutscene. Will we get to play as him? I don't know if I want to dedicate an answer to that. How you doing, Captain Ballas, Gavin, Elra? I think I said you already. Will there be a level where you can play as Anakin in the part where he says spinning? That's a good trick. So the end battle of episode 1. I think so. I don't think we've seen any of that in the trailers. I'm trying to think. We have seen the Trade Federation ships, but it's been in scenes like where they're escaping. Not Tatooine, Naboo, for example. We've seen it in those scenes. So it might be because it was a level that was originally supposed to be in this game, and it was added later as a bonus level. Obviously, it was originally supposed to be in the main 6 levels. It is in this, isn't it? But it wasn't included, so because we're getting like the Naboo ground battle on the field with like Jar Jar and all the Gungans, I don't know if that's going to rule it out, because remember it is 5 levels, but then there's all your bonus levels and stuff like that, so it's definitely possible. Yeah, I did start early because I said it last week and I'll say it again this week. Right now, I do not have a specific time. This is why one week we're starting at 8, the next at 7:45, and then this week, because my schedule's changed right now, because I always used to be 7 and I always used to be 8. Right now I'm kind of trying to find the right time. So I could have started at 7:45, but I just would have been... Honestly, I would have been sat there for like another 20 minutes, and I just thought, what is the point? So I loaded up the game early. And hopefully that means we can go a bit longer, because I usually... Obviously I'll make an exception when the game's out, but I usually have my cut-off of streaming at like 9. Because it gives me a good chance to get any final things done before I then go to bed a few hours after. So yeah, obviously when the game's out, we'll move way past 9, I hope, and do some longer streams. Do you think online co-op is possible? It's been ruled out, sadly. It's so annoying. The thing is, I want to give them a bit of slack in a way because of the development issues of this game that we're hearing about. But it's unfortunate that it wasn't put in there. That's the problem with this game now when it comes to like criticising it. I don't want to be too harsh because I know what the developers were put through after reading that horrible article about it all. So even though I think it is in a way unacceptable to not have online co-op that is not just you and one other, well, I suppose it's not online co-op if it's you and one other person sat in your room, but although I do think it is unacceptable these days to not have online co-op in your games, I feel like I have to give this game the exception because at the end of the day, look at the delays we've had with it, and with all the problems behind the scenes. I know we've not played the final game yet, but look how incredible it looked in that trailer. I think we've got to take our hats off to them. Obviously if there was no development issues like we've heard about, I probably would be a bit more kind of angry about it. And trust me, I am angry that there's no online co-op. I just get it, that's all. Do you think Coleman Cadge will be playable? Yeah, I mean, Coleman Cadge has an official Lego minifigure, you got to remember that for starters, which desperately helps the cause. Again, he's not too difficult, and he's got his scene in the Geonosis Arena, hasn't he? Which I'm sure TT Games are aware the fans love Coleman. Wait, that's Coleman Trebor, isn't it? You're talking about Coleman Cadge. Right, well, first of all, let me say Coleman Trebor, yes. Coleman Cadge, the guy with the upside down face. I apologise. They're both Coleman, alright? It's difficult when you're both called Coleman. But Coleman Cadge, I could see him maybe being missed, because I would say out of any Jedi to sit on the council during the movies, he's like the one you see the least. I wouldn't get your hopes up for Coleman Cadge, but Coleman Trebor, yes. Very different Colemans. Same name. You're going to pre-order the game on your birthday. When's your birthday then, G. Ross? Hopefully sometime before April 5th. Protozyke, how are you doing? Good to see you. If you're new, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, as always, would appreciate it. Do you think Starkiller Base will be explorable in free roam, and even if it's not on the Galaxy map? So in terms of like the Death Star 1 and 2 Starkiller Base, we don't really know the situation, but I would think so. I mean, the thing is with Starkiller Base, it is technically a planet, because when I've done videos about like vehicles and planets and all that stuff, it's always difficult to talk about Starkiller Base because it is Ilum, and it can, so I double checked this, it can move, so it can like go into hyperspace and move from planet to, or system to system, let's say. So it's technically a planet, but at the same time it's a battle station, so I get why it's not on the Galaxy map, because it wouldn't stay in one specific area as it would have when it was a planet. But I do think you'll be able to explore it in free roam somehow. I think they'll incorporate that in. I mean, we've heard capital ships will randomly drop out of hyperspace. Now this next one I don't think is going to be in there, and it's just me speculating, but imagine like Starkiller Base Death Star 1 or 2 just drops out of hyperspace. Now that would be mad. That would be crazy. Again, I really don't think that's going to happen, but we can wish, right? As always, I'm trying to get True Jedi in this, so I'm sorry if I progress really slowly, because I know it's going to be double slow, this mission, because it's so long. So I do apologise. What planets are you most excited to explore in the Skywalker Saga? Coruscant has always been #1 for me, but another one that I really like, and I'm glad, because I said it was going to be free roam back in August, and I'm glad I got my prediction right, is Exegol. I think no matter what you feel about Episode 9, because I know it's a movie that has a lot of different opinions, I think we can all agree that as a planet, Exegol is pretty cool, and we're probably going to see more of it in the game. You know, bearing in mind the game isn't canon. I know it's based off the canon movies, but the little jokes and stuff in there aren't canon. But we're probably going to end up seeing more of Exegol in the game than we did in the movie, which is fantastic. I was hoping that some of the statues' faces we may get to see a better look of, but from the trailer it's just looking like their standard Lego faces. Who am I excited to play as the most? I always say mechanics-wise, General Grievous, because although Grievous isn't one of my favourite characters, I'm not saying I don't like him, he's just not one of my favourites, but mechanics-wise, he is as unique as you get, isn't he? Is there going to be an option to get hearts instead of health bars? It's not confirmed, but I would say keep an eye on the retro mode thing. The retro mode extra. Just keep an eye on it, because you never know what that could entail in terms of OG health bars and stuff like that. I'm sure I hope there are some surprises left for us. I will say that as well, because I'm worried we're going to have a lot of surprises spoil. And I know you're probably thinking, well, didn't you want news all this time? And that is correct. And I've said many times all I expected was a trailer and a release date. I did not expect a 6-minute breakdown, and I'm not complaining either. But I really don't think we need that much more. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not excited for February 19th. Of course I am. I'm just saying I am satisfied from this point. In terms of marketing, I think we've got all we need, and I wouldn't mind going into the game with what we've got right now. Well, that is not going to be the case, because we're getting more on February 19th, which we will be streaming here on the channel, unless there's some technical issues, which I would never rule out, obviously. What do you think? Is there any chance of the Mandalorian Loyalist figure making an appearance in the game? So, Mandalorian Loyalist is the blue kind of Deathwatch Mandalorian, right? Mandalorian Loyalist. I know the name, and I'm trying to think. It's the normal Deathwatch one, isn't it? Again, I wouldn't say so. You never know, but it would help if we had a kind of update on what the situation is with like Clone Wars and Rebels characters, because of course it's very strange that especially considering the game was supposed to come out in 2020 and that was the same year Clone Wars came back. It's very strange that there is no Clone Wars DLC or anything like that. Skywalker Saga will not have multiplayer, unfortunately. I know it's sad, guys, and trust me, I don't like it, but I'm prepared to give them a bit of leeway because of the horrible working conditions and all that. You've probably read it, but if not, in short, the devs were put through hell in one way to get this game out. And I'm not trying to make up excuses, because that's the last thing. Sometimes, you know, I don't like it when developers and studios get carried away in a sense and feel like they don't have to add something, but I feel it's the complete opposite in this situation. And I'm sure had they had more time, more resources and better working conditions, they would have loved to have put it in there. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Like if you enjoy, everyone, subscribe if you're new as well. Will we get a demo? In terms of a playable demo that we can all have a go at, I highly doubt it. I just don't think it's the way LEGO games and games in general work these days. Don't rule it out, but I would say no to that one, and I hope I'm wrong. Gamer18, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Shout out to you. Let's have a read as soon as I've killed these stormtroopers. Hello, Trenton, New Jersey as well. How are you, my friend? As soon as I got rid of all these guys, I'll actually read the donation and read some of the chat as well. Hello there, FGG. Just wanted to show this support, show this as support, and want you to know what you think we'll get at the FanFest. Thank you very much, Gamer. Appreciate the support. And what do I think we'll get? I'll admit, in terms of like the poll I did at the top, I'm very surprised Raw Gameplay is winning, because I put that on there because we can't rule it out, but I think we'll just get some sort of trailer and maybe a developer interview in there, possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a trailer, which again, I'm fine with because I think we've got more than enough, but I think it's just going to be a shorter trailer this time, so not like a 6-minute breakdown, like a 2-minute trailer, which I am more than happy with. Now again, lately, all TT Games have been doing is exceeding my expectations with the news they've provided to us in terms of the content for this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get much more than that. But my prediction, honestly, to you, and what I would prepare for as well, is a trailer. I think if we are to get a trailer and not raw gameplay, okay, I admit if I could wish for anything, it would be raw gameplay. But I am more than satisfied at this point with what we've got. I really am, and it's so nice to say that after all these years. It feels like forever in a lot of ways, but all these years of just waiting for this game and something to happen, and I am more than satisfied with the state of what's going on right now. Do you think the open world is bigger than LEGO Marvel Avengers? Well, I've not played LEGO Marvel Avengers. I will play the LEGO Marvel games one day, as I've said. But considering this is the biggest LEGO game of all time, I would think so. Please don't spam Doodle, please. I've got no moderators here right now, so I'm going to have to time you out. But don't spam, my friend. Where are the mods when I need them? Is there a character customizer? There is no confirmation. There's this screenshot, oh not screenshot, there's a shot from the trailer which has since been screenshotted, which I was looking at, on Otagunga, which is the underwater part of Naboo. And it looks like there could be something inside one of the big bubbles, but we don't know for certain. So all we've had on the character customizer is back in 2020 there was a leak suggesting it was causing development issues. Believe it or not, that's what's ended up happening anyway, and it wasn't going to be in the game at launch. Because of that, it would have been added later on. Now, wouldn't worry about that per se, because what's happened since then, the game was delayed to bearing in mind when that leak came out, the game was scheduled for 2020. So since then we've had 2 delays, so that completely changes the scenario on that. Now, again, is it in there? I would take it right now as it's not confirmed, so it's not in there. But thankfully, the full game isn't out yet, so we don't know that for certain, but I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. Now, the character customizer, because of those rumours of development issues, which have kind of been backed up from everything we've heard, if that was the case, I would maybe expect a slightly, I can't think of the word right now. I'm talking so much I can't even remember. A slightly restricted, that's the word I'm going for. Slightly restricted character customizer. I'm not saying hugely restricted, I'm just saying slightly restricted character customizer. And probably think of it like that just because of, like I say again, the issues that were reported and the issues we know they experienced with development. What character class am I most excited to complete? Well, I mean, I'm going to be basic and say all of them because I just want to 100% complete the game, but I haven't really actually thought about... That's the thing, the character classes in the game. Because I was so focused on like my character video, and I just love doing the videos like all confirmed stuff, so I'm hopefully going to get the vehicle one out soon, but it may be a bit difficult right now. But I'm just... I've completely I've not even thought about the classes much. I'm probably gonna have to look into it a bit more, as in like look at all the abilities that we've seen so far and decide which one I want to see the most. But honestly, my goal is just to get to complete everything. I'm pretty sure Starkiller's in the game, we know that. There was an old interview from 2019 where the devs said there was a character customizer, all we can do is wait and see. Well, there you go then. Obviously, we are in a unique situation here where we can't just take things from 2 years ago, or 3 years ago at this point, because of the situation with this game. So, otherwise I would say to you, it's been confirmed, expect it. But, well, the character customizer Dyson will no doubt let you customize all characters in the game, within exceptions such as you will not be able to mix a Force Ghost body with a normal, like, I don't know, a normal Lando Calrissian legs, for example. But in terms of, and droids, we don't know if there's going to be droid customization. Again, I would doubt it, because although anything is achievable in a LEGO game, because it's not physical LEGO, even though it's modelled off physical LEGO, obviously look at the way that everyone's arms are moving in this. It's digitally done. So I would expect that you can't mix a super battle droid with an R2 unit. But in terms of like, again, can I mix Obi-Wan's head with this stormtrooper here? Yes. And to answer your question more, will you be able to customize someone like Lando or Mace? Yes. Well, I would not see any reason why not. It was the case in the past, it will be the case again. Will you be able to customize Lando Calrissian's legs with Force Ghost Obi-Wan's body? No, and that will be the same with any Force Ghost, because you can't have half Force Ghost, half not. If I'm proven wrong there, fair enough, but I don't think I'm going to be proven wrong on that one. I need to get back in that ATST quick. Is Zam Wessel going to be playable? I would think so. Yes, I would definitely think so. Her speeder is, so unless they... I mean, Zam Wessel was playable in the older games, so unless they thought this time all anybody remembered was Zam Wessel's speeder, not her. Tyler, I was talking about this earlier. I mean, thank God you're here, because I've had a few spammers and it's kind of stopping me reading comments and stuff, but the stream times right now are a mess, because for years it was 7:30, then it was 7, and then I recently gone to 8. But I've had recent schedule changes in my life where right now it's difficult to predict what time. And the thing is, when the game's out, I'm going to be going all different times. So right now, I apologise. I could have started at 7:45, but I was just sat there. I would have been sat there for 20 minutes, and I thought, well, you know, I used to stream for like 2 hours. And these days, I've sometimes just been breaking an hour, so if I've got the opportunity to stream for longer, which I've not had as much this past year, then I'm going to do it. But you're right, I do need to get some sort of time. I would just say in response to that when the game's out, we're going to be going at completely random times for much longer periods as well. Yoda will be playable, yes. Yoda is playable. Conrad, you say, just subbed, you have a really nice channel and sound like a great person. Keep up the good work. I've already pre-ordered the deluxe edition, so excited. Thank you, Conrad. I appreciate the support. And I got asked which edition of the deluxe edition, physical or digital. In fact, did you say I've pre-ordered the deluxe edition? No, you didn't. So physical or digital? Because I'd say digital. For those of you wondering, do you go physical or digital? If you really care about having a physical Luke Skywalker with blue milk, then go for that. But the thing is, I would say even if you're more of a physical Lego fan than a Lego games fan, and you can be both, by the way, but we all know that Farm Boy Luke is one of the easiest minifigures to come by. You probably got a next door neighbour who's never even bought a Lego set in their life, and you could probably find a Farm Boy Luke in the house somewhere. I'm over exaggerating obviously, but my point is it's so easy to get, and all that minifigure is. Don't be deceived by this little Skywalker Saga logo on it and everything. Luke's face has some blue marks around it, and there is a piece which is supposed to be the carton, or it's in 2 pieces, isn't it? But the main piece has a bantha printed on it. Now, if you appreciate the exclusivity, the rareness of those 2 pieces, then fair enough, go for it. But do not be deceived that you are basically getting Farm Boy Luke. And I would not say it's a necessity. I know it is technically different, and I know people like to have all their different versions, trust me, I know that, but I'd rather, considering you're playing the game, get the digital edition so you can get the classic Obi-Wan. Okay, it's not extremely different in terms of, like, his hair's the same piece, isn't it? Yep, and alright, the robes have different printing and stuff, but it is more different than the Luke Skywalker situation. No, I didn't search it. I don't think I'm planning on searching it, to be honest. Is Classic Obi-Wan in the standard edition pre-order, or is it just deluxe? So the way it is if you get any version of the digital edition, standard or deluxe, you get the Obi-Wan character in-game. If you get any edition of the physical edition, standard or deluxe, again, you get the Luke minifigure. And obviously, if we're all made of money, which unfortunately we're not, you can get both editions, and you can get the North American edition with the Darth Vader sleeve that comes off, and you can get the Carbonite edition as well, but unfortunately most of us are not made of money. So that's unfortunate. But I would just say, I mean, if you can get the Steelbook case, fair enough. But I would recommend the digital edition of the deluxe edition to you all. And when I did a poll a few streams back, that's the one that won. I'm not going to bother with those studs as much because this isn't the right way, is it? Is it? I can't remember actually. No, it's not. You need to go through the other doorway, the one with a big arrow pointing to it. Actually, if I remember correctly. Silly me, and I call myself a Star Wars gaming YouTuber, but we're currently covering Lego Star Wars. I should know better. The one with the big green arrow. I mean, I remembered, but can you buy a capital ship? Yep, they confirmed that. What the price of them's gonna be? I can't wait. I cannot wait to find out. I don't know if I'm sarcastically saying that or not, but yeah. You're ordering the game on Steam. I feel sorry for you PC guys, because you don't really get much choice between digital and physical, do you? It's just digital. Take it or leave it. What episode am I going to start with? I'm going to start with episode 1. I want to go in chronological. That's how I start when I watch the Star Wars movies. There's no reason for me. I don't like. I get why people would go episode 4 first, especially if you grew up with those movies, and also the fact that they were made episode 4 to episode 6, and then 1 to 3, and then 7 to 9. But I'd rather go in chronological. I could get someone starting with episode 1 or 4. Maybe you do want to be a bit adventurous. Online Joe, you're getting ignored. No, I'm sorry. I've tried to get to everyone. I'm not ignoring anyone. If I haven't said your name, it's accidental. How are you, my friend? What's the big difference between the deluxe and standard? The deluxe edition, you get the character collection pack, so you get the 7 character packs with it, and that is the difference between them. Obviously, there are certain offers at certain places where you get like the Han Solo Steelbook case. That is Game over here, and I believe Target in the US. All other countries, I couldn't tell you. You may not even have it in some countries. I know I got one comment, I mean this was a few weeks ago now, so hopefully it's changed, but I couldn't even pre-order the game, and this was a few days after launch, so obviously I hope everybody who can pre-order and has wanted to pre-order has got it sorted now. I know you're joking, Joey. I don't like missing people, because trust me, when the chat dies out, I manage to get to everyone, but I feel bad, because I'm not here to like just skip over it and take you all for granted. I actually do want to get to everyone. How you doing, Sir Tricky? What's up, my friend? Should I buy the Skywalker Saga on PC or an Xbox just in case there is online co-op? There's not online co-op, unfortunately. So sad. It's really sad, but as I said near the start, and I'll say it again, I have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Then I have to let them off because of the development issues. And I cannot sit here, and I've already getting absolutely... Did any of you watch my short about the clone trooper? The one with the wrong arms, which I understand now is a side quest. I'm not allowed to make mistakes, apparently. But did anyone watch my short about that, and then the clone pilot? I am getting absolutely demolished in the comments, I have to say. Because I complained. I didn't even complain that much. I made it quite clear. It's not that big of a deal. But to make it clear, I am prepared to let these devs off with so much more than I would usually let game devs off with because of the situation. The very serious situation as well here. Let's not joke about it. The very serious situation that happened behind the scenes with the crunch and the developers having to work ridiculous hours and all that. It's horrific. So the fact that there is no online multiplayer, I understand. Well, to be honest, I don't think I do understand, because we don't know for sure what happened, do we? We know details here and there, but it's probably much worse than we were told, so yeah. Where shall we move to next? Evan, how are you? Good to see you. Every time I try to read the chat, there's stormtroopers shooting me. To our knowledge, there's no Book of Boba Fett content, but in terms of the Mandalorian pack, I would expect re-armored Boba in that, or in one of them. I would expect re-armored Boba, I would expect Fennec. That's probably as good as you're going to get. Don't be expecting Black Chrysanthemum, don't be expecting, I won't spoil it, but that guy who showed up at the end of the recent episode. Well, actually, you could expect him in another pack. I don't know if I'm allowed to do spoilers, but he might be in the Bad Batch pack. I don't think I would give it away with it. Probably most of us have seen, right? But even then, I didn't name reveal it, so we're safe. Do you know if it's common to get an error when trying to pre-order an Xbox? I didn't get one, and I pre-ordered digitally on Xbox as well, so... But the amount of times, trust me, I can't get into the Xbox store and I can't get online in my game, and I check and everyone's saying, oh, Xbox is down, so it might be that. Xbox is always down. Much more, ever since. Xbox, I get why so many people went to PlayStation, can I say. I will defend Xbox till the day I die, but 360 was amazing. As soon as we got to Xbox One, there's been so many issues, and now the Series X, it's better, but it's never been as smooth running as the 360 was. Whereas PlayStation probably has its issues, but it seems to be less than what we get. Is Commander Bly going to be playable? He wasn't on the menu, but one important thing people have pointed out is that menu looks to be as if favourite characters were selected. Because I keep seeing Aunt Beru pop up. Aunt Beru's not in the game now. I know people are more probably excited about Commander Bly than Aunt Beru, but I'll get those few studs there actually. But Aunt Beru will be in there, and Commander Bly we don't know for certain. I think Commander Gree's in there. Now I understand Commander Gree has had his fair share of Lego minifigures over the years, which is surprising because they don't like doing a lot of clones, especially Phase 2 clones. So I'm surprised I mean, I have Commander Gree, and I think there's been another set since then with Commander Gree. The same one actually, the AT-AP or whatever it's called. So Commander Gree's kind of easy, but Commander Bly, I don't think we have an official Lego minifigure for. So again, I'm not saying they have to have an official Lego minifigure to be in the game. We know that they don't have to, but it's just not certain on Commander Bly. Another question about multiplayer. I don't mind it, by the way. It's just unfortunate because I'm going to have to keep telling you all no. No multiplayer. It's sad, I know, but I won't keep repeating myself for all the people that are here, or have been here, but there was huge development issues with this game, and I think we just have to let them off because of that. It would be unfair to go on at them over that. Like I said, I'm already getting demolished every day of my life for complaining about clone pilots, so how on earth could I complain about multiplayer? Will Sebulba be in the game? I would think so, yes. I mean, again, Sebulba has an official Lego minifigure, which always helps, and he's prominent enough in the Phantom Menace to be included, I would say. We are just going to miss out on the True Jedi. Brilliant. Hello, Christos. Let me get back here a second while I read some comments. Admiral Akbar Oily Sakura aren't on the grid either, so Holdo is definitely not the first character on the roster. Well, Admiral Akbar we know is in the game, so again I think it's proven by the fact that it's favourites that are selected. Oh no, more blues. I need to stop losing those. Get back, get back. Can we go back? I can't go back. I'm doomed. I'm not going to get my True Jedi. Right. Do you think the Death Sticks guy will be playable? Probably not. He'll probably be in a cutscene. I know there's some obscure characters in the game. Don't get me wrong. I think I can just tell with certain ones who will be and who won't be. I wouldn't expect you want to buy some Death Sticks. That was a terrible impression. Should I just give up on True Jedi? Because I'm not going to get it, clearly, and I've lost like 2 blues now. I've just hit C-3PO. It's all going terribly wrong. I hope they use correct clones in the correct phase. Well, there was an issue in the trailer where we first saw Grievous versus Obi-Wan, that they were using phase 1 in the background, but then the shot in the latest trailer is where the clones haven't arrived yet. So we don't know if they've corrected it. There was also the issue where the Coruscant Guard were not present on Mustafar and it was regular clones. But I think they'll have fixed things like that, to be honest. Again, those things are easy. Like, clone pilots are not as much an easy fix because they need to make a new mold, but in terms of like adding the Coruscant Guard markings onto those clones or changing out the phase, because we know the phase 2 clones are in the game, so changing out them for the phase 1 on Utapau, they're very easy fixes. And fixes I don't think there'll be any problem with. Remember to keep liking and subscribing, guys. If you're new, I would definitely appreciate it. I hope we can use Venators and Star Destroyers as playable ships to ride around the galaxy. In terms of like the piloting part, because I know we've had comments here and there about this, I don't know to what extent we're going to be able to like pilot them. We can take them over, we can buy them, but in terms of like, can we fly them from system to system? We don't really know. We've had droplets and stuff, but nothing really concrete. If Aunt Beru is playable, will hers and Owen's burnt skeleton be playable as well? Probably not, but if the skeleton is playable in the game, because we can see the skeleton in the Rancor pit, you could pretend that's Aunt Beru or Uncle Owen if it makes you feel better. Will Rebel Friend be in the game? I hope so. I hope they're saving that as a surprise. So we're all thinking, is he there, is he not? And then he shows up and we all burst into tears of happiness. I think Snoke is going to be playable. Yeah. I was saying, it was either last week or the week before, Snoke is actually pretty much the only kind of main character that has enough voice lines, enough screen time in the movies that we've not seen in any of the trailers somehow. But hey, another surprise. You like the prequels better, says Lego Boy. I would agree, but it's each to their own. When will they tell us who will voice the other characters like Obi-Wan, Attack of the Clones? Well, I would guess the Clone Wars actors. I would actually say most of the actors who portray the characters in like the Disney Plus specials, like the recent holiday special and the Terrifying Tales, most of those actors and actresses will carry over. But in terms of waiting for them to confirm, we're probably going to have to wait for most of them until the game's out to see on the credits. We'll be able to tell who most of them are. But I would say Anakin and Obi-Wan is going to be Matt Lanter and James Arnold Taylor, who voiced them in the Clone Wars, which I think works. Obviously we know Daniel Logan for Boba, which I know is getting a lot of different opinions to it, and I don't think it was the best choice, but it is what it is. And then Lando is going to be Billy D. Williams himself, which again he voices him in the Disney Plus specials, so you'd expect it. Rose, I know Rose isn't everyone's favourite, I suppose, but she's probably got her fans out there. She'll probably be voiced by Kelly Marie Tran, considering she plays her in the Disney Plus specials. So there's another actress from the actual movies returning, but I doubt Harrison Ford will be. I mean, they've even said in interviews and we can tell by the trailers as well that it's not Harrison Ford doing Han. They said they've got a Lucasfilm approved voice actor, which all of them are. How many characters overall? Around 300 playable, so I think it'll be over 300 playable, but there's like 800 characters in total. Local multiplayer will be accessible. Well, in recent articles it said there will be no multiplayer, so maybe we need direct confirmation from TT on this. Will Django be voiced by Tamara? I don't think he will, because let's be honest, Boba would have been voiced by Tamara Morrison, and Boba is not voiced by Tamara Morrison. There would be no reason to have one voiced by him and one not, so I don't think Tamara Morrison is going to be voicing in the game. I know they get, like, he was in Battlefront, wasn't he doing Boba's voice in that? But unfortunately, I hate to say it because I love the LEGO games, but a LEGO game is viewed as not as big a project as Battlefront by Lucasfilm, by the voice actors themselves. They'll come back for a Battlefront game. Not all of them will, but some will. But a LEGO game is seen as a bit more kiddie, which I suppose it is, and they don't all come back for that. There's confirmed couch co-op, yeah, which is great. I'm not gonna have anyone to play with because no one I like, but no one I like. None of my friends care about Lego. But none of my real friends. Shock horror, FGG has real friends, but none of my real friends care about Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So online co-op is useless to me, but I'm glad it's in there. It's great for people who have real life friends who like Star Wars. It's also great for people who have siblings who like Star Wars and they can play together. Alright, where's our mini kit? There it is. Lovely, lovely. If we pull these down, do we get the studs? I think we do. No, we don't. Right. Because there was no studs there. Will the 7 confirmed DLC packs be available right at launch? No, the character... sorry, not the character one. The Trooper one will be available for people who get the deluxe. And then it'll be a month later for everyone else. But we don't know the release date of the others. I would take the fact that we know all of the characters in the classic character pack. That's going to be one of the first, if not the first, after the Trooper. But they'll all be added separately. We don't know when. We don't know how far apart. But that's going to be your DLC content. I hope I never thought about that in a nutshell. God, no disrespect to Daniel Logan, because he's great as young Boba. You know, in episode 2 in the Clone Wars, he was fantastic. But his voice is not good for Jango or Boba as older men. And oh god, I mean, Jango just seems worse to me, because it's like with Boba that he can at least get away with it a bit because he's played the younger version of the character. Oh, but please, I never thought of that. I hope he's not playing Jango as well. Just have D Bradley Baker, who does the clones in the Clone Wars. Now, you could argue his voice is very different to Tamara Morrison's, and maybe that's what they were going for, but I don't think he sounds anything like him, to be honest. But we're used to it because we grew up with the Clone Wars. I prefer him to Daniel Logan. And no disrespect to Daniel Logan again, because he's fantastic, but it's like bringing in, I don't know. It's like asking Anthony Daniels to do Palpatine. Anthony Daniels is C-3PO, by the way, for those who don't know. It's like asking him to do Palpatine. It doesn't mean we don't like Anthony Daniels all of a sudden. It just means not every role is for everyone, you know? What is the significance? Well, Delta, I would definitely recommend watching the latest video, but the significance, in short, is that the IGN Fan Fest event on February 19th, LEGO Star Wars is 100% confirmed to be there. We're going to be getting something, whether it's gameplay, whether it's a trailer, whether it's both. Obviously, vote in the poll at the top to tell me what you think. Dorel, you asked 10 questions, and I take it I've not got to one of them. I apologise. Do you think the rumours about the 20 DLC pack are true because previous rumours about them were true? People point out a good point about these, and that is that they could just be subtitles, language packs, things like that are already in the game. I don't think as much as I'd love to sit here and say I think we're going to get 13 more packs, for a game that had so many development issues. 13 DLC packs, well, 13 more, so 20 in total, like you said, is a bit too much for my liking. I wouldn't get your hopes up. I saw it, and obviously I wanted to get my hopes up when I saw it, but I just do not think it's going to happen. I apologise again if I'm missing people. I'm not purposely missing anyone. It's just difficult to play and answer everyone's question, or if I just looked at the chat, I'd be in the first room still, which I know some people maybe wouldn't mind, but we're going to do some gameplay. It would be awesome to have Liam Neeson voice Qui-Gon, but does Tom Kane do Qui-Gon as well in the game? Because I think Qui-Gon sounds brilliant, by the way. There's some characters that, although I would like every character to be voiced by the original, there's some like Qui-Gon in the trailer. I thought Han was great as well. I don't mind. At the end of the day, I'm going to play with mumbles. I am going to play with voice lines at some point. Maybe my first time round will be with voice lines, just out of curiosity. But it is not the end of the world. We had some appalling voice acting in Battlefront. The vast majority of it was good, but I wasn't over keen on Kylo and Luke. But it didn't ruin the game. At the end of the day, you can't always get what you want with it. Will Mark Hamill voice Luke? I don't think it sounds like him, and honestly, surprisingly, because when you look at Billy D. Williams and his voice acting for Lando, because we've had him in both of the latest Battlefronts and we've got him in this, he just sounds like his younger self. Maybe you can tell a bit that he's older, but I think Billy D. Williams sounds the same for as far as I'm concerned. But then what was it? There was this. I think it was. Remember that Forces of Destiny stuff we used to get from Lucasfilm, the Dark Ages, and Mark Hamill voiced young Luke in that, obviously as he is now older, and it did not sound right. He's not good at now. Maybe he can change it and they can adjust his voice or something, like the way they've done it in to avoid potential spoilers and stuff, The Mandalorian. The way they've done it in The Mandalorian with his younger voice. It's possible, but I don't think Mark Hamill's very good at doing a younger Luke voice. I don't mind the one we've got right now. I just hope we get Ahsoka and Rex, and I'm with you, Durrell. I really do. You know, I mean, Ahsoka will probably be in one of the Mando packs, but I know what you mean. You want the Clone Wars one? That's what I want. You know, Ahsoka's my favourite character in the whole of Star Wars. There's no character I want more than one of her Clone Wars looks. I would say, realistically, her Season 7 look. But there's no character I'd want more. But I can see it happening where we just get her Mando look. I hope that's not the case, and I still want that one. But I hope we get the Clone Wars one too, but we just cannot confirm as of yet. I love how officers take like more hits to kill even though they've got no armor. They didn't think that one through, did they? How you doing, Star Wars Recreations? Do you know if health bars over enemies are toggleable? I think that, because in my latest video on the accessibility report, I believe there was something about that in that. Which, if you don't want to watch the whole video, just click on the video, go in the description, and you can find the accessibility report in the description. But I do cover everything that is important in it, and then the things that aren't I put on screen anyway, and not just on screen, but I've left the link in the description like I've said. But I think there was something about that in there, but I don't want to say for certain in case I'm wrong. Right, that one's for R2, and that one's for R2 as well, so it's the ones over here, isn't it? There's around 300 unique characters and around 200 attires and around 300 NPCs. I thought it was 800 in total, which would mean about 500 NPCs. I'm pretty sure they said 800, didn't they? But again, it could have changed. Will Jedi all have capes and uncaped versions? I mean, the way I've done it in my videos is that they will have... There's some that have capes, no capes, and printed capes. But I think it's going to be an option to toggle. Or I think that would be the logical choice, but we don't know if that is going to be the option to toggle. If there is going to be an option to toggle, sorry. I hope there is. It would make logical sense. Because obviously in this game they just kept the same version with the cape on all the time. Which is fine. For its time, obviously. What happens if you put on a helmet when you've already got one on? I'll try it now, but I don't think you can put one on. I think they just can't do it. Let's see. Oh, it falls off. It falls off there. We've answered one of the great mysteries of the world. Will Cad Bane be in the game? I think he's got potential in the Bad Batch pack. Potential, though. I think the way they could potentially look at this, in terms of characters like Bane, Rex, from Clone Wars, and you know we'll get onto Rebels in a second, but in terms of characters from Clone Wars, considering as of right now there is no Clone Wars pack confirmed. There might be one, but we don't know anything about one. They may think of it as like, okay, Ahsoka, even though it's a different outfit, we can get in via the Mandalorian pack. Rex and Cad Bane we can get in via the Bad Batch pack. They may think of it that way. And like, you know, when you talk about Rebels, it's going to be difficult to get a lot of them in, but it's going to be difficult to get most of them in, actually, because obviously the live action rumours of certain Rebels characters we've not actually seen yet, so they won't be in the game. Will Ahsoka be available? It's not confirmed, but I would expect her to be in the second Mandalorian character pack with her Mando look. Will Indiana... I was waiting for the Indiana Jones question. No, Indiana Jones will not be in the game. I'm shooting Han, what am I doing? Indiana Jones will not be in the game because LEGO no longer have the rights to Indiana Jones. I know it's weird because Indiana Jones and Star Wars are both owned by Lucasfilm. But currently, I'm sure they will get the license back, especially considering there's a new Indiana Jones movie. But as of right now, LEGO don't have the rights. You may be able to, look, if Cad Bane's in one of the character packs and the character customizer is in there, you could take Han, because obviously it's Harrison Ford, isn't it? Give him Cad Bane's hat. I'm sure there'll be some sort of suitable outfit and make him that way. But there will not be an official Indiana Jones in there. Make sure to like and subscribe, everyone. We're 3 likes away from 100. Make sure to subscribe to the second channel as well, linked at the top. I have got clips planned for it. I'm just working on a few videos here and there in the time I do get with obviously all the stuff going on with LEGO Star Wars right now. So there will be clips on there. The one where I paused at the right moment with Master Yoda. From the reveal trailer a few weeks ago, or the 6-minute trailer, sorry, that's going to be on there soon. So make sure you subscribe to the second channel linked at the top and subscribe to this one. Is it confirmed that Anakin will have a Sith Eyes variant? It is. Hang on, my microphone was playing up. Right, it is. So Anakin in the trailer has 4 looks for his Jedi appearance, which are going to be like his episode 2 and episode 3, maybe one with a cape, maybe the poncho one from episode 2. We don't fully know. But Sith Anakin is different and has 2 variants, obviously that are favourites at least, and one of them is the Sith Eyes Anakin. What the other one will be? Will it be like burnt Anakin? Because I know that sounds crazy, but we did have battle damage kind of burnt Anakin in the Clone Wars game. He had legs, which was interesting, but he was in there. Yeah. Sith Eyes Anakin is a separate character and will be actually playable. Maybe his other variant will just be him with the hood up. Maybe he'll be able to toggle hoods as well. Does General Grievous have a new fighting style? He will be exceptionally unique. This is why I say, even though Grievous isn't one of my favourite characters, he's the character I'm most excited to use in the game, because there will be no other character that works mechanically like him. So, yeah. Is R2Q5 going to be playable? Which one is R2Q5? Because R4P17 is. Is R2Q5 the one that explodes on Tatooine? If so, not confirmed, but I would expect. But Chewie, stop getting in the way, seriously. What is my opinion on LEGO Star Wars 3? LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars is not just my favourite LEGO Star Wars game of all time, it is my favourite game ever. You can call me sad, you can call me whatever. No game has given me the memories and the fun times that one has. The base building battles are a big part of it. I think they're incredible, and I'd love nothing more than to see them in this game. I don't think it's going to happen, but LEGO Star Wars 3 is my favourite LEGO Star Wars game and favourite game ever. It's tough because this one has a lot of nostalgia with it and a lot of memories, but it just wins. It's so good, and as like the Clone Wars series is my favourite part of Star Wars anyway, so that gives it a very big edge. He's the Imperial droid. Which one are we thinking of? The Imperial droid. You mean the Death Star droid? That one. R2Q. Let me hang on. I'm gonna look this up. R2Q5. Right. R2Q5. Oh, that I should know this one. The black astromech. Yeah, I'd expect again. Yeah. If he isn't unlocked by the time you reach episode 4 and he's like roaming around the Death Star or something, I'd be worried. I definitely think R2Q5 will be in there. I apologise for completely forgetting who R2Q5 is. But yeah, not confirmed, but I would really expect him to be. You've just got in my way, guys. Thank you for that. The characters I'm talking about. Who is my favourite Star Wars character? Yours is General Grievous, Milliman. Mine's Ahsoka. She's always been, pretty much since the Clone Wars movie. So I'm really hoping she's in the game with her Clone Wars look. Season 7 suits me. But I don't mind any of them, but I think Season 7 will be the most suitable one. Oh, my helmets fell off, that's great. How we do? We might get True Jedi this time around. Might. Keyword is might. You can't pre-order the PS4 Deluxe Edition on Amazon, says they're sold out. Can you not just get the digital edition? Because I think the physical editions have like quite quickly sold out. I think as you would expect. After how many people were just waiting for the release date to pre-order. They may come back in, but I would have, like, maybe you want the physical edition, and in that case I'd maybe say try looking somewhere else. But at the same time, it may not come back in on Amazon before the release of the game. It might come back in on Amazon. You don't really know as of yet. In fact, just as a little thing in terms of like getting your comment noticed, everybody might do this now. So if you spam it, I'm not gonna read it because I gotta be fair. But if you put at FG, so the at sign then FGG, it will highlight in orange for me, not for you, but will for me, and I will see it because I've just noticed Austin's question out of everyone's. So what will be the first class that you will upgrade to 100% hero class astromech? I was saying earlier that I don't really know because I've been so focused on like finding every character and like looking through vehicles, planets and everything that I've not even thought about classes. But it's probably going to be the hero class. I mean, astromech it's cool. I'm sure the droids will be much more fun in this game, but I love R2. I'm not really too fussed about the rest of them. So probably not astromech, probably be hero, to be fair. This is the way through, so we want to go to the other one to get the studs, which we all need a trooper helmet for. Lovely. Back we go. How many variants of Mando do you think we'll get? I think we'll get his original armor in the first Mandalorian pack, and I think, well, we know we're going to get his Beskar armor. That's in the image, and that will probably come in the second Mandalorian character pack. So I think we'll get 2. I don't think we'll get a helmetless version, which I think works because you never see him with his helmet on. And I think we can do spoilers for the last week of Mando, not this week. Of Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, Mandalorian was in it, and I like how they, even though he took off his helmet near the end of the season, they're keeping it on because although we know what he looks like, I think it's part of that character that even in a game like this which doesn't follow canon, we limit his face and you don't see it too much because there's a lot of, even though we don't see his face, even though we've seen his face, sorry, there's a lot of mystery around him, so I hope we don't get the helmetless version. I don't think we will, honestly. Let's get all the studs in here and we can move out of here pretty quickly, to be fair. You know, I love the stormtroopers with their swimming gear on, so I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let them live. What a nice deed that is. One good deed a day. Do one good deed a day, people. That's mine for today. You know what? If these guys leave me alone, I will happily not kill them. Never resort to violence. I know we're playing a Star Wars game. See? They resorted to violence against me. I was going to let them live. Seriously, I was going to let you all live. My second good deed of the day that would have been, but no. Right, I've got a lot of FGG tags now, so let me take out these security cameras so I can read some comments, and then we'll take a look. But keep liking and subscribing in the meantime, everyone. Would appreciate it. Right. Ethan says, do you think there will be Darth Maul cut in half? We'll see it in a cutscene, won't be a playable character. Will droids finally be able to fight? I think to some degree, yes. Like we see with C-3PO, he can walk faster now, which was a thing in the Force Awakens game anyway, and he can split in half, so I think they'll be able to fight to some degree. I got a £170 off Amazon vouchers to use, and I can't afford to get the game without them. That's difficult, isn't it? Tyler, I would say wait a bit longer, but if we're getting to like a few weeks before the game and it's not in, maybe try saying to someone, do you want my Amazon gift voucher and you give me £170? Maybe there'd be someone who could you could agree that with. What planet am I most excited to explore? Coruscant. General Grievous is playable, Millerman, yes. Do you think there'll be different districts on Coruscant? Yeah, I think there'll be, whether we call them districts or places, we know that from the trailer, there's different parts you can go to. Scarif won't be in there, Para, don't get your hopes up. The few shots we've had in the trailer that reference Rogue One are confirmed to be from Episode 4, so Scarif, you never know, you might see it in a cutscene from above, from like space, but it won't be in there, so don't get your hopes up on that one. How big do you think ship interiors will be? TT Games confirmed they'll be massive, but how massive do you think they'll be? It's so, I don't want to sound vague, Aaron, it's just difficult to answer, because it's like, how do I explain how big they'll be without showing you one? We know that one of the Star Destroyers was the size of 30 football pitches. Now that is big, but at the same time, that is the size of the Star Destroyer. That isn't confirmed to be the size of how much we can explore. So it's difficult to say, because I'm sure a lot of it, you know, the Star Destroyer itself might be the size of 30 football pitches, but I don't think you'll be able to explore all of it in there. I think you'll have your necessary parts like the docking bay, prison cells, the bridge. You know, if we look at the Clone Wars game, maybe with the Venator, because I would say the Venator is much bigger than the Dreadnought. I would say maybe the size of the Venator and the Dreadnought put together, but then again, it could be bigger than that. But I would say it's definitely going to be bigger than the amount we got to explore of the Venator in the Clone Wars game. Sorry. Right, how do I get through it? Oh, right, like this. Okay. You got a Lego minifigure bag for $175 of who, Belcar? My favourite Jedi, if we don't include Ahsoka, because maybe she's, you know, she says she's no Jedi. Obi-Wan, I know that's basic, but who doesn't love Obi-Wan? I've always loved him. Ewan McGregor, you know, Obi-Wan series coming this year, going to be great. I wouldn't think there's going to be a playable demo. Will droids finally be able to fight? I said probably to that one, I believe. Do you think there'll be different districts? I did that one. This is an obvious question, but what character do you think will probably be in the Book of Boba DLC pack? We're not getting a Book of Boba DLC pack. We're getting 2 Mandalorian packs, but I would expect Fennec and rearmored Boba. Maybe you'll get like Boba on when he first gets his armor back. I'm trying to think of the planet name where he first gets his armor back. I can't remember the name of the planet, but maybe you'll get that. But I would expect rearmored Boba and Fennec in the Mandalorian pack. There is no Book of Boba character pack that is confirmed. I'm sorry about that, but this game was originally meant for 2020 and then 2021. The Book of Boba Fett didn't exist in terms of the public eye back then. Obviously, the insiders at Lucasfilm would have known. I doubt the game devs working on this would have known. I'm missing every shot. Oh dear. This is a tragedy, isn't it? This is an absolute tragedy. Oh, we got one. We got one. Your favourite Jedi is Opa Rancisis. I mean, he's a... Look, I really want him in the game. I've said that. And we may see him in a cutscene. I just wouldn't get your hopes up for him to be playable. I hope I'm wrong, because I get Yaddle's in there and she's very obscure in terms of the character, but in terms of a model, she's basically just Yoda's model with a few changes, so it's not as big a thing as adding Oppo Rancisis. And that's not discrediting them, by the way, for adding Yaddle, because I'm so glad they added her, and it's a character I never expected. So I remember when I read it in an article and I thought, like, have they misquoted here? And then she was in the trailer. It's like insane. Right, can we get this TIE fighter here? Yep, we can. All that, and it was just for studs, but there is a purple. We take it. We take it. That's fine by me. It's not. I thought it was a mini kit, but I'd rather take that, to be honest. Which level is this? First Death Star mission. First Death. I forgot the actual name of it. Do you think the DLCs will add planets we'll add planets, areas that you can explore. As we know, DLCs are only character packs, and that's all I'd expect. I wouldn't expect anything more. Right, I know which one layers in. I just want to get all the studs, because my goal is once we've done every mission in free play, in story, I'm not spending anything because I want to have some multipliers. So, times 4 hopefully, because times 2 isn't that much of a difference. Here's Aunt Beru or Uncle Owen. Which one? Leave your predictions in the chat. I mean, there's so many great Jedi, by the way, in response to the question. I know I said Obi-Wan, but I'm a big Mace Windu fan. Don't bring Mace Windu back, he's dead. I think it discredits the character and his death scene to bring him back, because I'm so worried he's going to be in the book of Boba Fett, and I just feel like does him more harm than good. But love Mace Windu. Who else do I like? I like Ahsoka, like I said. I liked Barriss. I mean, is she a Jedi now? You could argue not. Kit Fisto, who doesn't have that smile. Qui-Gon, the wise man himself, we know he's going to be in there. Anakin will be one of the obvious ones, aren't they? We do not know an official file size. I'd expect somewhere around maybe 80 gig, but we don't know for certain yet. If we get a Book of Over DLC, it'll be after launch. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think if there was more DLC, it's like these other 13 character packs in the 20. Looking into it, they're probably going to be like language packs or something that are automatically installed, because I don't really see why, or I don't see why they wouldn't have confirmed extra DLC with the announcement of everything we got 2 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago? They confirmed one with the Trooper character pack, an additional one. We would have been told if more was coming, I feel. Do you think there'll be seamless space to ground load? I don't think there's going to be seamless space to ground. I think there'll be a cutscene. I mean, you look at how detailed Coruscant is in that trailer. Imagine flying directly from space into the actual surface of the planet. Like, even I don't expect them to be able to achieve that. They probably could. I'm not saying that isn't achievable in games these days, but that is a lot of time, and considering the issues with this game, I don't think that's time they had. Is there going to be Palpatine versus Rey? I mean, we've not seen anything of it. Well, we've seen Rey going into Exegol, actually. But yeah, we've not seen the fight, but I would expect, yes, because it has to happen. It's an important part of that movie. Embo, I wouldn't expect, Tyler. Unfortunately, even if they got a Clone Wars pack in, I don't think Embo would be considered. Unfortunately, I know he's got a Lego minifigure, but I know you like Embo, and I like Embo. You know, he's not the best character with a hat. That's Cad Bane, in my opinion. I love Cad Bane, but Embo is by no means a dull character, and again, a very mysterious character. But I just wouldn't expect him. My favourite astromech droid, R2. Again, I know it's basic, but I mean, isn't R2 my favourite droid? I mean, I love C-3PO. I do. People say C-3PO is annoying. I get that, but I love C-3PO. I think the DLCs might include a small area because it looks like something is missing in the map in the trailer. I've seen that, but again, I just don't agree, and I hope you're right, but I have to go off the information we've been given, and I really feel like they've stated so many times DLC is character packs, and they added on that recent character pack, the Trooper one, with the latest announcement. I don't see why they wouldn't have told us if there was more, if there was levels as well. Shoot as many of these as quick as possible so that, well, actually I got a power up, so never mind. Chewie, get out the way. Who is Nightbot? He's a bot, and he just puts the links up. So donation, Patreon, membership. Am I missing one? I don't know. Right, we'll come back to that in a minute, because we've sort out all the studs and stuff first. By looking at the game, it looks like ground levels and space battles when you fly to different planets. What do you think? Well, the first one that comes to my mind there is actually Takodana. Because you see Poe in the sky, and then you got Finn and the rest of them on the ground. I do think there'll be different aspects of a level. I would expect it, to be honest, to have some in the air. Not for every level, obviously, but where appropriate. You'll have some levels which are just space, no doubt, some that are just ground, and then you'll have a mix. I would expect Takodana to be one of them. We need to fix that first. What do you think some of... let's get these studs first before they disappear, because every stud counts, as you've seen. What do you think some of the more fan-loved characters might be put into the Classic Characters pack? Well, I think we've got what we've got for that pack. I think what would have really made a lot of people happy is Yoda. Obviously, near the announcement of the game, TT Games retweeted that petition about Yoda's Death Noise, and considering they put Mumbles in the game, I think Yoda's Death Noise will be in the game with his normal character. It just would have been nice to have the classic Yoda. Maul, I mean, Maul might have been too basic. I think Yoda's like the big one there. Maybe people would have wanted OG Grievous, but personally, the classic character pack, especially considering someone told me it's all the 40th anniversary minifigures from the Lego sets which were done, what was it, 2019? I don't remember. So it's not actually from the complete saga, so I think we've got the ones we need with that. It'd be nice. I mean, there's going to be mods for this game if you play PC as well, which I don't, but I'm sure characters people or TT Games have missed out, they'll find a way to get them in there. We need to fix that, and we need to shoot this. I'm not sure why it's not doing it. Let's get back up there. Why will Kiadi Mundi say, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? I would think, yes. I would think he would. Kiadi Mundi's in the game. We see him in the back of one of the gunships. He's very hard to spot, admittedly, but he is nonetheless in there. Will we get all the meme lines from the prequels? I think they'll make it their duty to get all the meme lines in there from the prequels. There we go. Didn't have it in correctly. Let's get back up. Grogu's in the game. Grogu's in the game. He's just a companion character. I like the idea of companion characters, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to play as Grogu individually. I think we all did. We all love Grogu, let's be honest. So yeah, it's not unfortunate because I like the idea of companion characters. I think the Porgs suit that perfectly. I know this one isn't confirmed, but looking at that trailer, I think Salacious Crumb is going to be a companion to Jabba. I just wish we could have played as Grogu on his own, that's all. Is there a solo Star Wars Story DLC? Yes, so the DLCs are 2 Mandalorian, 1 for Season 1, 1 for Season 2, Rogue One, Solo, Bad Batch, Classic Characters, and Trooper, which is the latest one. And Trooper, I mean, we know all of them in there. I'd recommend watching a character video. But can I do, let's see, can I do them by memory? There's 5. There's the Incinerator, Range Trooper, Scarif Shore Trooper, Death Trooper, and Mimban Trooper. Yes, yes. All of them done. And the classic characters, we might as well do it. Obi-Wan, technically not part of the pack. He's a pre-order bonus with either the standard or deluxe edition, standard or deluxe edition of the digital edition. And then with the actual pack is Luke, Han, Lando, Leia, Vader. Yes, I mean, that one was easier to do. I'm proud of myself for remembering the Trooper one, because there's so many like different Imperial Troopers now that have just had next to no screen time. I know Death Troopers have, but like Range Troopers, like I know what they look like because the amount of times I've had to use them in thumbnails or like just looked them up for video for video purposes and stuff. But there's so many obscure Imperial Troopers that have been added in the Disney era, which just they're never in anything. Like the Death Troopers, they've been kind of consistent with, to be fair. I've already got a helmet on, so why am I out here? Are we blind? Is there going to be a Clone Wars DLC? Not that we know of. It is not confirmed. I hope one gets confirmed, but not that we know of so far. Guys, if you're new, remember to keep liking and subscribing. I would appreciate it, because I know, if I have a little look, I know we're pretty close to 42,000 subscribers, which is crazy, and I don't know how on earth that has happened. That shouldn't be happening. Yeah, we're 13 subscribers away from 42,000. I'll update you there. Don't go making second accounts and stuff and subscribing, because YouTube detects that and they remove it. But if any of you aren't subscribed, I know I've got subscriber only mode on, so make sure to subscribe. Insane support. I know I don't talk about it much these days, but we've only just hit 41,000. We only just hit 40,000 like a few months before that, so thank you very much. Will more DLCs be added in the future? The 7 we've got will be added over time. The Trooper Character Pack will be in at launch for all of those who have the Deluxe Edition bought, but for everyone else it'll be a month later, and then the other packs will be added as we go along. I would think the Classic Character Pack is going to be next after that. Not confirmed, but I would think that, considering we know all the characters in it. Which, because in terms of like what content have they still not finished, it might be the other character packs, I would guess. Like Bad Batch. I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Batch character pack isn't finalised yet. Rogue One, stuff like that. Maybe it is. But I'm glad they're not adding them all at once, because it gives us something to look forward to. If you add them all on the day of launch, they just blend into the game we've already got, and you wouldn't think of them as their own thing and unique. So I'm very glad we are getting them separately. It gives us something to look forward to, like I said, which is very important. A great channel, thank you, Stro. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate everyone that's been watching the stuff. Obviously, I've stuck with this game for all the hard times, and I knew it was gonna pay off to a degree, but I didn't think we were going to get this many people so quickly. So, and I definitely have not expected some of the videos to do as well as they've done. Again, I expected some to do well, and I definitely had targets in my head for them. I didn't expect them to. Didn't expect a video about me ranting about clone pilots, where I'm getting attacked every second of the day. Like, there's probably been, like, since I've said that now, there's probably been people on that video rinsing me. Ahsoka should appear in some kind of DLC if she's not in the main game. She'll be in the Mandalorian pack in the second one. I have no doubt of that. I just hope we get a Clone Wars look. But again, I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. Who's going to be left out the Bad Batch since there's only 5? Well, the thing is, I mentioned in my video, the 2 packs we know, like you said, there's 5 characters, but there could be more in other packs, because you look at the Bad Batch. Alright, so you take every time I answer a question there's a Stormtrooper, right? You take Hunter, Echo, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair. Now, at first I was thinking, are we going to get 2 variants for Crosshair, but I think they're going to go off the official LEGO minifigures, in which Crosshair's only got his Imperial look. So there's your 5 there. And then obviously you got to question Omega as a 6th. Now maybe, again, you don't have to have an official LEGO minifigure to be in this game. We know there's tons of characters in the trailer that don't have one. But maybe they would skip Omega. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to limit every pack to 6, because where it becomes worse, you could argue, is Rogue One, because there is 6 members of that crew, and there's Director Krennic, and there's Saw Gerrera, which I think they will consider adding him, to be honest, because you got Jin, Cassian, Bodhi, K2, Chirrut, Baze. There's 6, so we're already over the limit. But then you've got Krennic, who they cannot miss. They cannot miss Krennic out of a Rogue One pack. So unless they're going to say, I don't know, Baze, Malbus, Bodhi, Rook, I feel like they're the 2 with the least amount of screen time. It's probably very similar in terms of them, but those 2, I don't think they would. I think certain packs are going to have higher amounts than others. I hate this part because there are a lot of troopers. They just keep coming and coming. Durrell, you're not being ignored. Let me have a look. As soon as I clear out how many are coming at this point, there's too many of them. There's too many of them. Master Skywalker! What are we going to do? I think Anakin is the person, the last person I would ask for help if I was a youngling. Right. Durrell, you said ground battles may return because the Naboo shot. Yeah, the Naboo shot looks good. I mean, it looks incredible. But do I think it is a... do I think it's going to be in terms of like the same type of ground battles we were getting in the Clone Wars game? Probably not. I think it's going to be amazing, by the way. I just think it will be a different type. I'd love nothing more than the base building battles we were getting in the Clone Wars game. I just don't see them appearing. We may get things like it for Geonosis. I'd love to see some in the OT era as well, even the sequels. I explained what, Quinn? I'm trying to work out what you're saying. True. You said I explained that he tried not to do it. Or did I try not to do? Which one do you like more, FGG, Kiadi, Look of the Clone Wars, or Skywalker Saga? You know, a lot of people have got the problem with like the Clone Wars versions. So if we go off like the animated looks, the eyes with them for Lego minifigures and how cartoony they looked. But if you take the mold of Ki-Adi-Mundi's head, he got his own unique head mold, didn't he, for his Clone Wars? Like, you take that and you paint it the way that he looks in the movie. I think you got the perfect option there. But in that trailer, now he was quite far away, so I could be wrong. He just looks like he had the thin kind of Lego headpiece that he had in the complete saga. I prefer, like I said, you do the Clone Wars, which in the Clone Wars game, to be fair, he also had that. But I'm talking about in the actual official Lego set. Ki-Adi-Mundi has a unique headpiece that is painted in the Clone Wars style. But I think if you take that and paint it in the way of his live action look, that is your perfect Ki-Adi-Mundi right there. But from what I saw in that trailer, and he is quite far away and things are subject to change as well, but he looked like just the kind of thinner Lego headpiece that they've always used for him. Quinn, I'm pretty sure that was your comment I just read, right? So I wouldn't say I was ignoring, but again, I apologise if I'm not getting to everyone. The Force Awakens Clone Wars pack had more than 5 characters. It did. The Clone Wars packs had 8, and I thought, right, we're going to get 8 with every pack in this. Now, there may be different limits in this game, and I've said that we have to bear it in mind. Just because the 2 packs that are confirmed already have 5 characters, that does not mean the rest are going to have 5. And, you know, like I've said, Bad Batch, we beg the question, where's Omega? But when it's getting to Rogue One, it's getting even worse, because you're potentially, like I said, 6 main crew members, Krennic, potentially even Saw Gerrera. So, you know, I'm already understanding why characters like the Death Trooper are in their own pack, because they were probably running out of space for these characters to appear in their designated movie packs. Oh dear, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Build a few more pieces, Han. Right, nice. Just get to some cover. I love how there's helmets here. Very helpful place to put them. Star Wars Visions characters pack might be true. I don't think so, Para. Again, I've not watched Star Wars Visions, but to everyone who enjoyed it, I'm sure you'd love to see it in here. But again, I think the 7 are what we're going to get. We don't know, like, you know, Mr. Bones, who is canon, he's in the Aftermath books. He's confirmed to be in the game, so we could get characters like Ahsoka from Clone Wars, one-off characters here and there, but these other 13 DLC packs, I think, as what a lot of people pointed out to me, could just be language packs and subtitle packs and things like that. And I really wouldn't get your hopes up for anything more than that, to be honest. Can you please answer my question? What is my favourite Star Wars movie? Revenge of the Sith. And it's weird because when I get asked, like, what's my favourite Star Wars movie, what's my favourite character, it's ever since I started streaming, since 2015, it's been Ahsoka character, Revenge of the Sith movie. And they were such unique choices to have back then, because believe it or not, most people online didn't like the prequels. But now, I feel like it's such a generic answer. So I apologise if I sound generic, but that is my my favourite Star Wars movie. Once a very unique opinion to have, now it's the standard. Right, let's go through here. Love your content, thank you Darrell, and I apologise to you and I apologise to anyone who's felt like I've ignored them or not reading their comments as much. It's quite difficult to give you in-depth answers and see them all, but I'm not purposely ignoring anyone. If you pre-order the deluxe edition, you will get all of the packs right off the bat. You'll get the Trooper character pack, but the others will be added as we go along with the game. You will get them all as soon as they come out, but only one, as we know, will be playable on launch for those of you that get the deluxe, which is the Trooper, then for everyone else a month later. What am I thinking in terms of special achievements? I mean, completing 100%, getting all the mini kits, probably getting all the Kyber speaking of mini kits. Always remember that one at the back here. Plo Koon, that's a good one. Lyham, when I was talking about Jedi, how did I forget Master Plo? Master Plo Koon is one of my favourite Jedi. He's confirmed for the game. We've seen 2 shots of him now, 2 separate shots in the Geonosis Arena. The recent trailer, he was much more up close, which is great because we got to look at the model, which seems to be the same in terms of the head, definitely the same as the kind of original Plo Koon we've had. Oh, was it the original? The one we got with the first Clone Wars gunship, the Plo Koon in, I think it was 2007, no, 2008. Clone Wars show wasn't a thing in 2007. Have I pre-ordered the game? Yep, digital deluxe on Xbox. I do want to try and get that North American edition. I've got a few people who are going to try and get it over to me with the Darth Vader removable sleeve where his helmet comes off. Season Pass, that's technically what the character, what the deluxe edition gives you. It gives you the character collection bundle with all the character packs. They just get added one at a time. Which again I like. I know some people will want to play them all on day one, but then you're not going to get any more DLC as far as we're aware. Have I talked about performance on Switch? I've not, because we don't... As far as I'm aware, this game is looking to be the exact same on Switch as it is on everything else. Like the same trailer was uploaded to the Nintendo YouTube channel. They've not spoke about the game performing differently on there in any big ways. So performance on there, we don't really know that much right now. But it's confirmed it's coming to the Switch, and I suppose that's the main things we know right now. We don't really know what impacts performance will have, if there will be impacts, but I'm guessing something with loading will be in there. It's like, you know, the loading time is going to be faster on next gen than it is on current gen, isn't it? So we have to be ready for things like that. I got through that room way quicker than I usually do. Let's get through, Han. You're in the final room. And I would actually say the last room is more annoying than this one. Do I get the game Classic Obi-Wan if I pre-order the disc? No. So the disc, I'll explain it just for anyone who's not heard it, just to clarify. If you get the standard or deluxe physical edition, you get the Luke minifigure. If you get the standard or deluxe digital edition, you get the Obi-Wan in-game. I know that is annoying because you would technically have to get 2 separate editions to get both bonuses. But the reason they've done that, the best guess I can give you, which makes total sense to me, is that you are technically getting more if you buy or you were technically getting more if you bought the deluxe edition. Oh, sorry, if you bought the physical edition than you were the digital edition. So the reason that Obi-Wan has been added is to even it out. So you're not getting more for one than you are the other, really, in terms of content. Do I think we'll get the Jedi version of Dooku? I wouldn't think so. Again, it would be a nice one to have, and I think, provided the character customizer is in there, it'd be a very, very easy one to make on there. a lot of characters like that are going to be very easy to make on a character customizer. We just need that full-on confirmation that it's in there, it's doing well, and all that. But I think Jedi Dooku, he's got very, very basic robes, hasn't he, from what we see of him in the Clone Wars, so I think it would be a very easy one to make in that character customizer, as would Indiana Jones, as I spoke about earlier. If Cad Bane is in the Bad Batch pack, which he might not be, but provided Cad Bane is in there, it's going to be quite an easy one. Who's this door for? Is it for a stormtrooper? So it's got the white around it. Why would we get Jedi Dooku? No, it's not. It's not what I would expect. I'm just answering the question. Like, you know, there's a lot of characters in there that may seem obvious to some, but maybe not to others. So, just to clarify, I wouldn't get your hopes up for Jedi Dooku. Come on, Chewie. Right. Next question. Can I answer your final question? I can have a look. If I can find it. You may need to comment it again because I don't seem to be able to find it. Yeah, I can't find it. You need to comment it again. Oh no, wait, I found it. Final question. Will there be extra levels that you can unlock with Kyber bricks? I think the extra levels are just going to be in the hub world. Whether you'll need a Kyber brick to get to all of them, or most of them, I don't think so. But you never know what surprises. Will airborne troopers be playable? Again, I don't think so. I don't think they'd be characters that, judging off the saga, would make it in. We know what you're excited for in the game, but what are you not excited for? Like something they're doing different in the game. I don't want to be negative about it, because I'm honestly happy, and I understand Lego games have to advance. That's the thing. If we didn't advance with them, like the thing is, if we were given this game, the complete saga today, and told that's the new Lego Star Wars, no one would be satisfied. So I understand things have got to advance, but the HUD to me, and I've seen a few people say this, just looks too much for a Lego game. Now I'm sure we will adjust to it, and it's nothing big. And again, I don't mind things advancing, but I hope retro mode you can maybe change the HUD. Because again, like, if the HUD was how it is in this game, in the new game, I wouldn't be fully pleased with that, because I think you've got to advance with things. I just think there's a little too much going on in the HUD, but it's really minor. As I discussed in my show, I wish there was clone pilots in there. People will say, I mean, plenty of people have told me it's nothing big, and it's not. That's the amazing thing about this game, that the gripes we have are so minor, and that just goes to show how amazing the game is. But as the big Clone Wars fan, I just would like those accurate clone pilots in there. There's not that much that Palpatine not being able to use a lightsaber in Episode 6, and maybe Episode 9 you can get away with because he's going to be on that life support machine. But I hope Palpatine, I've said this one tons of times as well, I hope Palpatine can use his lightsaber in Episode 6. If we can throw mini builds of X-Wings and TIE Fighters at him, why on earth can he not have a lightsaber? Because we can all universally agree, right, that the final duel in the complete saga is one of, if not the best mission in the game. Even if you don't think it's the best, it's one of, isn't it? And it's not accurate because Palpatine doesn't use a saber in that scene, but who cares? It's a Lego game. Do I think the hub world levels will be replayable? I think, yeah. I mean, imagine they... You never know. We don't know that for certain, but imagine they weren't. That'd be a bit of a letdown, wouldn't it? I need 3PO up here. I hope we get to do the Obi-Wan versus Vader level. Again, like, it's a Lego game. Not everything needs to be accurate. We can have Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan already can do backflips in this game as an old man. Why can't we just see the Vader fight be a bit crazy? Like, they're in this small room. Again, very minor gripes. Very, very minor gripes, and that just goes to show the quality of the game we have. Hello there, Star Wars fan. Which ones haven't we done? I just hate when all these troopers come in large groups. And, more of them. How many times have you 100%ed the complete saga? Throughout my life, probably over 10. Which I'm quite pleased about, actually. Yeah, probably over 10 times. Probably like 15? No, maybe like 12. Maybe, I don't have an exact number. But if we talk about my whole life, probably a lot. Probably completed, I know I say Clone Wars is my favourite one, but it's been around not as long, hasn't it? So, probably say I've done that about 8 times, maybe. Force Awakens, I can tell you the amount, 2. But I really liked The Force Awakens second time around when we played it on the channel. Right, where's the final lot of troopers? What mission am I most excited for? Well, if we go off what's confirmed, Sidious versus Yoda. I nearly said Sidious versus Palpatine then, which would be a very interesting, but probably impossible. Well, probably not impossible if Palpatine can kill himself. But Sidious versus Yoda. But if we go off what is not confirmed but likely, considering Palpatine's Senate room is in there, his private quarters, Windu and the Jedi versus Palpatine. That's going to be so fun, and I think it's going to be in there. I don't think it's one they can afford to miss out, actually. I think it needs to be in there. Yeah, that's it. Give them a wave, guys. Give them a wave. Remember to keep liking and subscribing, everyone. I would appreciate it. We are 1 subscriber away from 42,000. That is the update. 1 away. Can you be our 42nd thousand subscriber? That's crazy. So quick we've gone from 41 to 42. So quick we went from 40 to 41. Right, I don't want to play this next mission actually. Will there be a way to have classic Obi-Wan and Blue Milk Luke on the same account? Well Blue Milk Luke is a personal possession and not on the game. You know, Luke's going to pull out his blue milk in cutscenes in the game. So all you'd need to do is buy the digital edition and then buy a Luke minifigure online, and you'd have both. But I just wouldn't overpay for Farm Boy Luke. That is not really much different, apart from his face and that carton. It's not any different from Farm Boy Luke. FGG, want to watch me stream the Skywalker Saga on Twitch when it comes out? I don't actually watch Twitch, but give you a shout out to your Twitch channel. You know, I hope when the game's out, all of you streaming and have a great time, and get as many people watching as possible. Right, let's quit out of this. I never selected the right time, Moss Isley. The poll, can I say? What will we get for LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga on February 19th, obviously at the IGN FanFest? 50% saying raw gameplay, a new trailer 19, and 31% saying both. It's crazy that so many of you think we're going to get raw gameplay, because I don't know if we will, honestly. A few people say another 40-second pause, and I'll check that in a second. I'll look at it in a second. Love the channel, thank you G Ross. Are you sure we can get Classic Obi-Wan after the game already comes out? If you're not pre-ordering the digital version. Well, it could always come later on, but it's like the Battlefront skins, the Last Jedi skins that were pre-order bonuses, and they were never ever made available to buy. Because technically, it's the terms and conditions, it's a pre-order bonus, so I wouldn't expect it to be added later on. So we're on the Death Star battle for next week. We're getting, this is like, how many saves did I say? Like 12? Or something that I've done over my life. So the goal is to get this save done by the time Skywalker Saga's here. Do some final questions. Yep, 42,000 guys, thank you to whoever got it. Was it Tyler? I can't count you, come on, you unsubbed to get it, but Omar claims it's him. It's Omar or Tyler. You know, I'm more inclined to give it to Omar because he's probably new. But thank you. Really appreciate it. You voted raw gameplay. Well, I hope you're right. I hope you're right and we get raw gameplay. I'd love it. I read that one. Do you think space exploration will be big at all, really? Not as big as the hub worlds on the ground, but I think Geonosis will have a fairly big one with the asteroid field and everything, but not as big as the ground hub worlds. Should I buy the digital version for 70 or the physical version? I'd say digital. I rate digital. You can play it as soon as it strikes midnight. Hey, you can maybe even switch your account to New Zealand or Australia and play it the day before if it works. So, yeah, there's that. I did that with Fallen Order. I played it night early because I was out in the day. Congrats on 42k. Thank you, Omar. I'm excited for Eclipse. Not from what I've seen. Like, it looks good, but I need to see gameplay. How you doing, Tyler Wakefield? So in Mortal Kombat, the pre-order bonus was made available. It's not impossible. I'm just saying, look at it with Battlefront. It's always possible that you'll never get it. Whereas with the Luke minifigure, you know, if the Obi-Wan download is, well, if it's a download via a code, then you could do it that way, but I'm sure people are going to want to use their codes. I'm sure you'll be able to buy some, though. If he's like, imagine if he's like one of, he won't be, but imagine he's one of like the universal codes that were like in the Lego sets. Everyone can get him then, but he won't be. It'll be like a code you enter via the store. Who's Jedi Master Klopp? Belcar. I don't know anyone in the Star Wars world with the name Klopp. Put it that way. System requirements are in my news update from 2 weeks ago for PC. I can't remember them off the top of my head. And God, I made a short on the codes like from the Lego sets because I'm always getting asked about them, and I was just waiting to give the answer I've wanted to give for ages. Oh, here's the link to the video. Check it out. But no one's asked about them. I take it because you've all watched the short. I hope that's why. Does this pre-order get you anything? This pre-order gets you the Luke minifigure with blue milk. Hello, El Haj. Good to see you. Alright, we'll keep going until we drop below 100 viewers. So in that case, everyone's going to leave, or everyone's going to stay. It's going to go one way or another. But admittedly, I'd like to stay for longer. But yeah, I need to get gone tonight, so not that much longer. Let's see, we're on 106 viewers. Once it goes below 100, I'll stop. Even if it goes back up. What did I won't say it out loud, Lewis. I'd always say when you read in the chat, guys, watch out for spoilers. But I thought it was brilliant. Lewis is my favourite bounty. Oh, God. Favourite bounty hunter could be anyone. I trust most people have seen it, but in terms of the way this character looked, I won't say it again in case of spoilers. I thought it was brilliant in terms of the age of what that character should be. I thought the scene was fantastic. And I am excited for Wednesday, although I don't know how this series was commissioned with the name Book of Boba Fett, because the last 2 episodes have not been about him, and he was in the latest one, but he didn't have a word to say. I don't feel it's fair. It's like the latest episode was so good. We all know it. I take it most of us loved it. Maybe some didn't. It was so good. But that is not the Book of Boba Fett, and that is not me complaining because I loved it. If it was like a series like the Clone Wars, where they can go off on different storylines, it makes sense. But when I was watching the episode before it with Mando, I had to check I was watching the Book of Boba Fett, and I'm not even like kidding with that. I had to check like, wait, is this like a scene from season 2 of The Mandalorian that I just missed? But yeah. Oh, the viewers are gone. I said, I knew it was going to go one way or another. I said I'll stop the stream because I do actually have to go. I do actually have to go. But I said I'd stop when we go below 100 viewers, and it goes up like 20. Oh, I appreciate it, honestly, I do, but yeah. Mandalorian season 2.5. Yeah. I mean, the Mandalorian makes more sense. We'll just talk anything for these last few minutes then, because we're going to stop. But Mandalorian is a better title because we know the Mandalorian is called Din Djarin now, so the Mandalorian can be about lots of different things. And technically, even though certain characters are in there, they're related to the Mandalorian plot. Stop the count. What? So you want to stop the count at 104 so the stream never ends? Price-wise, you think LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga will be more worth it than the complete saga, even though it had a cheaper price? Yeah, I do. I looking at that trailer, apart from the multiplayer part, which again I'll let them off because of the horrible development issues, I think it looks like it's going to be worth the price. 195. You've let me down. I'm joking. Do you think if you play as an enemy in the Sleepwalker, I'm guessing you mean Skywalker Saga, the enemies will attack you? It's an interesting... I mean, if you shoot them, maybe. But that'll be interesting to see, actually. Like, if you walk into the Death Star as Darth Vader, but you're in free play, will they attack you? Yeah, I know what it's from. Stop the count. 83, 82 is going down. Right, guys, we're going to leave it there. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it all. Thank you for 42,000, provided we keep it. And I'll see you next time.